I used to be a lonely man. How did the act of gathering change my life?
Thank you.
Every friend you have was once a stranger. Every friend I had was once a stranger. So this community that we have here is, I think, one of my biggest prides and joys. I could confidently actually say that this is the biggest source of happiness. And it is always the thing that a lot of people ask me about. How did we build this friend group, right? How did I make friends? How did I keep friends in my life? While there isn't really a short answer to it, I can say that gathering has played a really huge role in forming this community. There was a time when I moved to Berlin where all I knew were strangers. And somehow over the last years, we were able to build a great community together. How does one find friends when they move to a new city? Well, I pursued my interests, and through my interests, I then found the people that I found interesting, right? Where I was having the conversations that I wanted to have. I think it's one thing making friends, it's another thing forming a community. And at the core of that is gathering. Gathering is a coming of a group of people in a group, usually with a defined purpose. And as I made more and more friends in Berlin, I started to see that these are actually people who would also vibe and get along really well and probably become friends if they were put into the same room together. And also, honestly, it's because I wanted to see these people at the same time. Also because seeing 5 friends in a week individually is honestly really time consuming, and I am probably not going to be able to do it. And so I started putting people in the same room at the same time. Right? I think dinner parties is a really, really big one here. Once we started gathering, I saw that people were actually really enjoying each other's company. A community starts forming when your friends become friends. And that's exactly what happened when I put my friends in the same room together. When you have a community, the core value to upkeeping this community and maintaining a healthy relationship between all is open communication, right? Being able to set relationships and a space where it's okay to communicate anything. There is something that needs to be said. And so you know that whatever it is, you have the space to talk about it, right? Maybe meet in the middle, maybe disagree, that's okay. Because honestly, it's not going to be rainbows and butterflies all the fucking time. If you need to or want to communicate anything to me, I'm always here. You can always talk to me. If you need anything from me to make this easier, then also communicate it to me, because that's also why I'm here. Finally, you're one of the most important people in my life, and I want to keep it that way forever. So there's work to be done by both of us, and I'm here to put in the work.
Thanks.
We basically all chose at one point or another to be in each other's lives. And so, what is it gonna take? I drew a lot of inspiration from creating this community along with my friends. And I started creating videos about my friendships. And somehow, that got a lot of traction online, and I started getting a lot of followers on Instagram because of that, which is honestly a really great thing. People think my friend Chris and I are lovers. But we're actually just in love. It's such a great thing because it shows you that everyone wants love in their life. Everyone wants platonic love. People want friends. And I think right now we are battling this loneliness pandemic. And so through creating an online community all around friendship, I wanted to bridge the online to the offline. And so this is where my friend Stefano comes in.
This PowerPoint presentation by Stefano, that's me.
Let's go.
100% not biased, 90% accurate.
Let's go.
Okay?
My friend Stefano is an experienced designer. Basically, if you take meaningful gathering and put it into a person, this is what he is.
Listen to understand and not to reply.
He built this company called Epiclama, where basically he hosts and curates events for strangers and facilitates them becoming friends. And he has events like Playground for Adults or Fuck the Small Talk.
You go to these boring meetups and everybody talks about the same shit. Work, you know. So this is kind of breaking that and trying to do something new.
So along with my friend Stefano, we co-created this storytelling event called Once Upon a Story. And this event is designed to take people from this online community and create and curate a space for them to meet and become friends. So create fertile ground for human connection using storytelling.
I'm always nervous before the events. I think no matter how many times I do it, it's always...
I know, it's always like 30 strangers are gonna be staring at me.
Honestly, hosting these events have been such an amazing experience.
What do you think of this? If you had to define your purpose,
In one sentence,
what would it be?
And how does it affect the choices in your daily life? All right?
It's a good one.
It is, right? It's a difficult one.
It's a challenge, but it's a good one.
It is a challenge. Okay. I think gathering a group of 30 strangers and seeing people literally build connections and becoming friends has been one of the most rewarding things about my job. It's not seeing the numbers on the screen, but actually seeing people in real life, eye to eye, connecting with me and with others.
Thank you all for sharing your stories. I realize that we are all stories. We are all stories to tell. Our life is full of stories. And I think many times we believe that our stories are boring and we are always comparing ourselves with other people, what they have experienced. And tonight I realized for one more time that no matter what you have experienced, you have your own unique story, and we should have the courage to share our stories, because also other people maybe need it. Maybe they need a start to think and mirror to themselves to see that yes, we are like more than what we think we are.
Yeah, it's like really hard to hate someone after you listen to their story, right? And you feel like you're more connected to someone, right? Like you feel like our hearts are open. Now like there's this fertile ground for this connection. And so I would challenge you to do something with that. If there was someone today that you wanted to, exchange phone numbers with, you want to be friends with, just go and say hi and just be like, hey, let's be friends. I honestly think people fucking loved it. And I think like you designed this to be like a very, it was just like, good job. Like very proud of you. That was amazing. Great. Gathering really flourishes when real thought is put behind it. And this is what these storytelling events are. All in all, I think there's a lot of magic that can happen when you lead with openness and honesty and vulnerability. People will just start to do the same. I think building communities and people becoming friends just makes this world a better place. The world needs more friends. They need more love. They don't need more hate. Strangers aren't scary. They're people like you and I. Hosting gatherings has become one of the most rewarding things that I've done in this last year. And I want to keep on doing it. And I want to do it with you guys. And so, along with Coralia, we are hosting 2 weeks of sailing adventures with our friend Yenzi. And we want to invite you to come with us. We put this to the test last year where Coralia and I curated a group of 10 strangers and we put them on a boat for 7 days. And along with our friend Yenzi, we curated the 7 days to basically all live together, adventure together, and experience together, and see how we transform these relationships between strangers to becoming friends. And honestly, so much magic happened. And so we want to do this again with you guys. We're basically hosting 2 weeks of sailing adventures, and these will be in the second half of May 2025. It's to show you the experience of what is it like to have a deep connection with someone. What are the kind of conversations that you will be having? What will you be experiencing with them? This is the goal. And so if you're interested in joining one of the upcoming 7-day adventures, I'll leave a link below to where you can sign up to a mailing list where you will be notified to how you can register when the registration is open. Honestly, the sailing trip that we did last year was one of the highlights of 2024, and I am very excited to do more of those, but with you guys. Yeah, that's it. Cool. Okay,